She has a hot sauce community.
The dividers. They are hot sauce.
Ladies, I don't know why you all put those things on your eyes that they make your eyes like this. Like I have never seen a guy go up to another guy and say, "Machan, did you see her eyelashes? Budu ambe." I have never seen that shit.
But like,
I don't like claws, you know.
yeah, I mean, you do
The natural-
technically like claws, Wolverine.
Hi you guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another exciting episode of That's So Bro. Today's episode is all about beauty, the perceptions of it and the misconceptions. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 amazing guests. Well, I mean, we have a new co-host for the day and 3 amazing guests that I will love them to introduce themselves, starting with the co-host, myself.
Hi guys, thank you Amanda for having me on. I guess I've been promoted from the guest in the previous podcast to the co-host with you now. I'm excited for today's episode, and like you said, we have an amazing lineup of guests here, so let's get back into it.
And we'll go this way of introductions. Now you have time, okay? Go for it.
Hi, I'm Amaya. I'm here because you guys invited me here, and honestly, thank you for inviting me. I never expected this, but I'm really happy to be here and excited to talk about everything we're going to talk about today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey guys,
Fact check girl.
I'm back. It's Fact Check Girl for
Fourth episode.
fourth episode.
Fact check.
I'm Roshali, in case you guys didn't know. Hi.
I think everybody.
Hello. Now, I'm really happy to be here. I was waiting for this. So I'm
My
Chamanti.
name is Chamanti. I thought you forgot the most important part.
Yes, my name is Chamanti, and I work as a marketer and also as a model. And I recently competed for Miss World Sri Lanka.
Fantastic.
Whoa.
Yes.
Right?
Just casually.
Right, there you go. All right. Which is very ironic, and which is why we actually wanted you guys here as well. And we will start. I think you had a very interesting introduction. Go for it. Introduction.
All right, okay. Let's get into it. Let's start off with an activity for our guests, right? So we are basically putting you guys in the hot seat right now. And we want all 3 of you to give us your hot takes on modern beauty culture. So we can start with you, Amaya.
Boom.
Like, give me some time to process this.
Well, Amaya, you have 5 seconds. Let's go.
Okay,
5.
my take on the whole beauty thing is, I feel like to a certain level, it is understandable, it is acceptable, but compared to before, I feel like the whole thing about it is much better, but it's also kind of getting worse. But yeah, I'm not sure how to word this probably because you just put me on the spot right now. But yeah, I feel like compared to the past, right now, the whole beauty standard, everything is getting much better. And that's a great thing, but there's still a lot to go and a long way to go to fix it. And I think we're getting there though, slowly.
By better, what exactly do you mean?
So basically, I feel like the whole beauty culture thing has been ingrained into every single person's head from a very young age. And it's a thing that has been happening for generations.
Right.
It comes from the ancient times, pretty much. Like, I mean, even 80s, 90s, there's always this big, amazing Hollywood stars, you know, Bollywood stars. They're like, oh my God, they're the picture of perfection and everything. And I feel like that image is engraved into everybody's heads. And even though now people are trying to get it out and they're trying to be like, no, we love everybody. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody's nice. It's still kind of inside, you know. Sometimes, even though you are trying your best, you look at somebody and you might just have this quick thought like, oh no, they're not that good looking, or no, whatever. But the good thing is you work on correcting yourself, but the fact that that thought still comes shows just how ingrained it is into everybody's systems. And that's what we should honestly try to work on to get rid of, because that's what's keeping us back right now.
Okay. Madam?
I thought it was just Fact Check Girl.
You are.
Okay.
But now you're sharing a mic, Fact Check Girl.
Okay. Hello. Thoughts on modern beauty culture or whatever, right?
Yep.
Yes. What is your hot take?
What's your hot take on it?
Takshi will also help you with something.
Sometimes it's overrated.
What do you mean?
Like the whole inclusivity thing.
I would also ask you to get closer to the mic.
Sorry. Hi guys. I hope you can hear me now.
We can hear
Sometimes
you.
I feel like it can get overrated only because I feel like it's shoved down everyone's throat now. It's not as subtle as it was, and I feel like if you want to promote inclusivity, instead of just sticking a gun to people's head, if you just subtly promote it, I feel like that could be more impactful. I feel like that. But also, as you said, I'm so glad that the world is changing now from being really toxic as it used to be to being more kind. I feel like stress on kind
Right.
more. But yeah.
Okay. Lady who took part in a pageant recently.
Well, so when I was schooling, many people used to like look at me and my ammi, and they used to say, "Why are you not fair like her?" But I can't remember the last time I heard that in a really long time, because things are actually changing, and people are embracing the brown skin complexion.
Right.
So that's like a big example that I can tell anyone, because it is actually happening. And also acne, that I was struggling a lot with acne marks and all that. That also, people are like not highlighting on those facts anymore. They're
Right.
like,
It
it's
is
normal, you can cover it up with makeup if you want to, or you can just, like that, you can take medications. They're not
Right.
like, why don't you wash your face? It has completely gone down.
Yeah.
I actually would like to beg to differ, because I feel like whilst yes, it's more accepted, in the industry we work in, I have had way more makeup artists ask me if I'm doing something for my acne rather than them just shutting up and just not saying, whoa!
Call them out right now, madam.
Really?
Rather than being more positive with my thing. It's
Well,
more like,
then
"Mokut
shout
karana
out to
නැද්ද?"
Ramani Fernandez Salons. They never asked me. They never did.
Which one are you going to? All right, please God, don't say names. All right, just don't say names.
I feel like, sometimes they may be asking because of health concerns. They might think, because some people have like, fungal acne, stuff like that, that could be infectious. So if you know that they're asking in that capacity, then it's
Right.
fine.
So
Yeah,
you're
someone
saying it's all
just-
based
I
on the
agree
intention
with Roshali.
on which,
Yes,
okay.
sometimes they do. They're
Yeah.
like, you can just, it will affect your career. I'm like, it's not going to affect my career. Just because I have acne, it's not going to affect my career.
And if you keep talking, this will affect your career. Please go ahead.
We're all about love here, guys. Even though I said just...
I mean, look, these are personal experiences.
Yeah.
Nobody can come and argue with that. I'll give you guys a question.
Yeah.
All right. Our question to you is everyone beautiful?
Definitely.
Wow. Okay. That silence says a lot.
There are
Madam?
no wrong. There are no wrong answers here,
Yeah,
guys.
it's your
just your
opinion.
opinion
Yeah.
on things, right?
As long as they're beautiful on the inside, they'll always be beautiful on the outside.
Okay, we're talking strictly external.
Attack. There you go, Christian. God damn. Look at that shit.
You're not getting away from this question that easily.
The question was,
Yeah.
is everybody beautiful? So in my...
on a very, I'll rephrase it, on a very physical spectrum,
Okay.
is everyone beautiful?
I think everybody has some sort of beautiful feature to them.
Okay. Okay.
I
Fair
agree.
enough.
That's fair.
Yes.
Miss? I would like to say the same.
I'd say no.
Oh, okay. What is your take?
Because because I feel like in the industry we work in, and say we go to international pageants and stuff, yeah, I will definitely see myself as being less attractive as the other people are. I feel like attractiveness and beauty differs on all levels.
Right.
Yeah.
I would agree with you in that I would say that being attractive is more of a subjective thing as opposed to being beautiful, because when you say somebody's beautiful, it's based on a certain, like a set of criteria.
Yeah.
And that criteria might differ from place to place. So there's a Western criteria, there's an Asian criteria.
Yeah.
If you think, if the fad right now, the trend right now is girls who are thin are considered hot. There are some communities in, we'll say, Africa, where girls of a larger size are considered more attractive because that ensures that their family has money and wealth and enough food to spend.
Yeah.
So then that is,
It's symbolic.
it is symbolic, yeah.
And it
So-
also varies based on culture, like you said.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I think that's a great start. I'm so glad that we're all over the
On
spectrum.
track.
We're all over the spectrum with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But back down to the question, right? Can you categorize people as attractive and non-attractive on a physical basis? Yeah?
it's kind of hard to do that because different people are attracted to different things.
Okay.
Like, you know, I personally, in a guy, I like when a guy has a beard, when he has nice hair. Doesn't matter if it's curly or straight. That's just what I think is nice. That's what I find attractive. But another girl sitting next to me could be like, I really like clean-shaven guys. I really like a guy like with like six-pack abs. But me personally, I like a little bit of fat there. Like, you can't really say somebody is attractive, somebody's not. Because somebody is always attracted to somebody out there.
Yes.
All right.
So you can't really...
So it is subjective.
Yeah.
It is subjective.
Okay. But again, I would also, then again, that is set standards. Predominantly, if you look at almost any industry, especially film, right?
Yeah.
The superhero and our protagonist, I'll give you 8 out of 10. Is always in shape. He's always ripped. He's always Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. He's always Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah.
No matter how big, no matter how big or small they're always shredded, right?
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman
Oh my
had
God.
there you go. All right, so that is it.
Can you just not name?
No, those names you can say. Right? We are like holy shit.
Because
right?
all of
I mean, if anybody hasn't watched the new movie by now,
Just Hugh Jackman.
I mean, Hugh Jackman.
Go watch Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman.
Yeah,
That's the reasoning for it, just Hugh
that
Jackman.
one scene. Yeah, absolutely.
At the end.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
we are zoning out.
Oh yeah, let's not spoil it, but just Hugh Jackman in case anybody.
Yeah. So I will always say that there is a certain set of aesthetics that is deemed attractive, and therefore a lot of us are expected to adhere to those aesthetics if you want to be seen as aesthetic. Now see this bugger here.
Oh my God. God.
Effortless.
He's like-
You know what I mean? Like I had to put in the work.
he is an amazing creation.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, I heard.
wow.
I heard that when he was born, there was so much like light
Oh my
all over. The doctors were like, yeah, exactly.
All right, so next question.
So yeah, man. Yeah, I think there always is, and as subjective and as nice as you want to be and considerate as you want to be of people's feelings, that's going to be that. I know that taking part in competitions, I know what it was like to know that those guys are the attractive guys. And especially in like pageant stuff, they will let you know.
I actually wanted to ask you guys the questions. Like, I know that female
Oh, okay.
models...
Okay.
Like, one question.
Oh no, reverse!
Go ahead.
Because I know female models go through a lot, you know, like comparing each other. And those insecurities are pretty much built in from the time you're born. I don't really know what it's like for male models, so I just wanted to ask you, have you guys ever actually, like, faced that? Like, you go stand next to somebody, you're like, damn, I'm not good enough. Or, like, you know, I don't look good enough.
Since Christian never has, I will take this one, and I will say for the first pageant I was a part of, which is Miss International in 2019, I wasn't really too well versed when it came to fitness. I know that if you go to gym and technically if you eat right, you're okay, and if you have like a couple of lines, you can call those abs. The thing I didn't know was the guys I was competing against, they used to pop all sorts of pills, and these can be fat burners to all sorts of. They were on steroids basically.
It was not natural.
It was not natural, which was an unfair competition.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is what it is, man. It's not that just because you're. It's because it's not that because you're not on it that you get, oh, here you go, at least you didn't do a good boy. You don't get that. You're only there to look aesthetically pleasing, and that's your job.
And to them, it doesn't matter how you got there as long
Yeah.
as you're there.
Yeah, exactly. So, sorry.
Results,
Yeah.
yes. How you look.
It's the means are always justified,
100%.
right? So they don't come and ask you, oh, did you take something? Would you like to piss into this cup and check? It is, hurry, take off your shirt, take off your pants. You're in this underwear thing. Now do a strut up and down. If you are good looking and you are in shape, then good for you. If you're not, it traumatizes me so much that for the next time I went for a pageant, which was Face of Asia in 2022, I was on a cycle because I didn't want another reason or another chance for me to feel the same way I did when I was doing that swimsuit thing.
Yeah.
Right? So it is traumatic as fuck. Secondly, when I was taking part in Colombo Fashion Week, how they do castings for guys is Okay, cool. Take off your shirt. That's how they start. All right. And because I was not in shape the first 2 or 3 times, and that's a normal thing, we do get rejected.
Yeah.
So you would see your friends all there, and you're the guy who didn't get casted.
Yeah.
So that would really hit. And I would remember after I would get rejected at the auditions, I would just text my agent saying, look, I'm so sorry. Like, I really tried. It's just, I don't know what I did wrong. And he's like, yeah, it's okay.
You feel a personal guilt for the way...
Yeah, because I know he stuck his neck out to get me in there. And because everybody has limited slots, right? So his agency versus the other agencies.
And they chose you instead of like somebody else they could potentially send.
Yeah, exactly. To represent the brand. Because now you're on site. So y'all are these people, you're all those people, you're those people. That bugger didn't make it from that agency because out of shape. So that brings the agency down as well. So I had... Sorry? Would you like to talk to Mike? And you're singled out as well. So your friends will be like, Machan, don't worry, this happens. And no, bro, you're in shape. It's just some they will come up with something because they have to. They have to
just
make you
for
feel good.
reassurance sake.
Yes. But you know that they know that you know.
Yeah.
So that did haunt me, man. To a fact now where I will also throw this card out there and say, I feel that the whole inclusivity clique is kind of biased in that I haven't seen too many fashion shows, if any, that have as many plus size male models as they do female models.
Exactly.
True. That's true. Even a lot of foreign campaigns that I see, it's mostly
Yeah,
women.
women.
do
Exactly.
this thing.
So even if you take Sri Lanka right now, if you take the whole, because athleisure is now going off the charts, everybody's athleisure.
Yeah.
If you take that, all the athleisure guys, they're in shape. In fact, they're the jacked guys. So plus size guys like, whereas you get 3 or 4 categories for women.
Yeah.
Right? And that almost is now a must. If you're not doing that, then you're bad for it.
Yeah.
You're almost chastised for it. So I very, very personally felt that. And now it is in me to, am I going to eat this or not? Is there a show coming up or not? Is there a shoot coming up or not?
Yeah.
And you feel very bad about it.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
No, man. So there's also this, right? I watched an interview that John Abraham did recently.
Oh my God, he's...
I'm going to get a box of tissues. The lady's there. The lady here hasn't started drooling yet, but the lady's there. God, control yourself.
just Hugh Jackman and John Abraham.
I agree, right? 100%. And Amir Khan. And I agree 100%. Only because he comes on a podcast and says, I want to be known as the 75-year-old guy that 20-year-old guys still look up to and say, holy shit, how did he maintain that?
Yeah.
Because for the past 25 or 35 years, I haven't touched a single gulab jamun.
Whoa.
That is what I'm saying.
So he has not lived his life to the fullest.
That's the thing, right?
That's your priorities.
Exactly.
Maybe his...
I guess it's his commitment to the craft,
Yes,
I guess.
exactly.
Yeah.
And also maybe his way of enjoying life is that.
Yeah.
All right.
Like looking as sharp as you can is probably how he finds some sort of euphoric release.
Yeah.
But do you think that's attainable to the average Indian person? Which is what we're trying to get at. Is it attainable for the average person to go through these beauty standards portrayed by the celebrities in preparation for their roles? And in turn having girls like you thirst after them? Is it attainable for the average guy?
It's obviously not, because celebrities, they have the means to do that. They have the money, they have the resources, they have the trainers.
But they work really hard.
They do, but they are able to do that work. A normal person, they have to go to work, they have to provide for themselves.
But their work is that. Their working out is work.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So that is the life that they have.
If they're spending their whole day at the gym, that's their work. They're preparing for work.
But not everybody else has that opportunity.
Because they're working something else.
There could be
fair enough.
Like a lower middle class person, let's say. They most probably have to work 9 to 5 or longer, provide for themselves, for their family, and they most probably don't have the time to go to a gym and work out and be like, hey, I want to be like Hugh Jackman or whatever.
Yeah.
Even though they most probably want to. They most probably went and watched the movie with their family and like, wow, I wish I could have a body like that, but I can't afford it. It's just celebrities and a lot of big people, they can do it because they have the money, they have the resources. So it's not really attainable for any person to just get to that level. Like biologically, it is possible, but the economy and circumstance of life, you really can't.
Would you reconsider that if I said that was like she said, either priority or
Maybe, but it can be a priority for a person who can afford to make it a priority.
It's like this. So they are getting paid a huge amount, yes, but it's for their work and to afford that lifestyle.
Yeah,
It's a different lifestyle
yeah.
because they are doing it for work. If they're not maintained.
I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, you give us 1 second. Actually, if you pull the mic back a bit and centralize that between the two of you, is it much better for you now?
Lift it up a bit? Oh. Nice.
I mean, it's pretty much literally. Sorry. Go ahead.
She
go
adjusted
ahead.
it so
I'm
much, man.
sorry.
Okay, so I actually beg to differ between both of y'all. I feel
Okay.
like if the person actually has the drive to, they will figure out some means to make it work.
Right.
I'm not going to say I am like a fitness junkie, whatever, right? But I feel like how we sprung a routine or whatever was at 5 a.m. we go to gym.
Right.
After that, I would go to uni. After that, I'd go to pursuits.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'd make
it happen.
do work after. I see people at gym come to work. I mean, come to gym, then go to work. I know people who have gone on their lunch breaks to gyms,
Wow.
quickly put down a workout or done some swimming
Right.
and come back. So I feel like if you prioritize health
Yeah.
and if you have that drive, you will definitely attain it. Also, I want to add culture. Culture plays a very different, huge impact on how we perceive fitness. South Asian cultures are more, South Asian cultures are more laid back, I would say.
Yeah.
But I know Mediterranean cultures, European cultures, they prioritize health and fitness. Their wheat is of superior quality. Their diets are, we all know Mediterranean diets are the best diets to get on if you want to stay healthy, right?
You kind of imploded that. Are you not on a Mediterranean diet while you're talking?
Yeah, so I feel like there's so much at play here, but I still
Plus,
think it's
and on top of that, like you said, culture, they also walk to work and they also cycle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They can't really take their private transport. The governments of those countries have made it so that it's not beneficial for them to take out their private transport.
Unless you're super rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even in Japan, right? That obese thing, if you're obese, you can't get...
So in Japan, there's a fat tax.
yeah, there's a fat.
Really?
How that works is if your employee is of a certain weight and or over that, I as the government will charge not you but your employer.
Oh.
You told me this, I
Yeah.
remember.
That's crazy.
So it is in his best interest to make sure that he doesn't either overwork you or keep you at that job, or I give you like he gives you like a standing desk or something, or he makes you run more errands, that you lose that weight and stay within that the weight target that you're supposed to stay.
Japan is
That's
just a
where
whole
the-
different...
That's
It's so.
They're living it. Yeah.
What's it? This is the thing, right?
Yeah.
So it like we can look at it and say that's so fucking extreme, but then if you take the overall the aspect of it, as the government now, I have to not spend too much on healthcare because you're going to be healthy.
Yeah.
As an employer, he can get more work out of you
Yeah.
because you're healthy.
Yeah.
Technically, you live a better life.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's why those countries are doing so well.
Yeah,
And the whole vibe of those countries is just different.
absolutely. It's also a very extreme country in that you sleep at work.
Yeah, they
Right.
have beds and like lunch places and everything built in
Exactly.
to those places. They give those, what do you call them? I forgot the word, but they give those,
Bento boxes.
no,
No,
like
no.
the facilities, they give it to.
Oh yeah.
But also it comes at the price of having to
Yeah,
work like a dog.
Yeah, like you have to work.
that's the
Yeah.
culture there.
Yeah, it's a normal
Yeah.
thing there. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
Um,
But yes.
But even beauty standards when it comes to two different cultures, for example, speaking strictly from a men's perspective, right? In South Asian cultures, men are taught to be more soft, they're taught to be laid back. But in the Western cultures like Europe, they're taught to be manly. So even when you compare the ads from the two different regions, the ads from South Asian regions would be more towards like what you would call K-pop type of stars, whereas European ads would be more of the bearded man, masculine type of agenda.
Yeah. I mean, Hemant, look, even if you take Sri Lankan ads,
Yeah.
right? It is a gentleman you would assume is doing the 9 to 5 and is leading a rather comfortable life because there is a Bundy somewhere there.
Yeah.
Right. There is a gut.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas, like you said, with the Western ads, unless they want to showcase that aspect of it, the guy will be in shape.
It's always some big, good-looking guy.
Yeah. So that's also a very interesting aspect. Let me throw this to you.
Yeah.
Because I know this on a personal level with you. The performance enhancement drugs, PEDs.
Yeah.
Yay or nay?
Personally, nay. But my view on it as a whole, right? I support you if you are taking it for something entertainment based, if you're preparing for a competition, if you're a model preparing for a ramp show, if you're an actor preparing for a role, as long as you're okay with it,
right?
I'm fine with you doing that. But where I draw the line is when it comes to competition, something strictly sports related, which entails competition and where it literally makes the playing field unleveled, right?
Right.
And that's where I feel where it comes with the unfair aspect of it.
Okay.
I guess like if you are somebody who just wants to test the limits of the human body,
Yeah.
then it's nice. You just want to try it out. You want to see how good you can look, how big your muscles can get.
Right.
But I mean, sports is all about fair competition.
Yeah.
So taking those won't really help, like you're getting an unfair advantage. Everybody else who's actually genuinely training and putting in the work, they are at an unfair disadvantage and it's out of their hands, like entirely.
The thing with that, Amaya, is the fact that, so if you take bodybuilding, then
Yeah.
I can talk on a personal level because I took part. Everybody's on gear.
Yeah.
All right? Like everybody who is in that whole industry, as far as I know,
It's
Yeah.
far more common than we think.
is on some sort of gear.
Yeah.
All right? The downside is because you're not on gear, you don't get a special award.
Yeah.
From what I know, there's the geared up steroid version, and then there's also the natty version.
Yeah.
But from what I know, again, there are ways. Oh, thanks, Dakshi. There are ways that you can fake the results on that as well, where you will be on a cycle until about a couple of days before the tests are done, and then you will pee it all out.
Yeah.
So then there is no level playing field either way.
Yeah.
So you have to be on gear. So in that case, that applies to you, where you said that it's unfair that some people have the money and the finances to afford it. Because I know that some guys, in the competition I took part in, he was from, I think, Dubai or something. So he gets good quality stuff. We had dodge quality stuff. There were some guys who came from outside Colombo who had questionable stuff. There are some guys who came in slightly outside of that who just didn't have stuff, right? Because I think during this break, and Shamanti, you don't eat, right? You don't eat, you don't drink water. You're borderline. I can't remember much of that competition, man. I remember lying down, and then coach will be like, yan, and then you go and then you do this and this and this, and you come back and then he'll feed you a part of a quadrant of a T-bun.
Okay.
All right, so you're like,
So just a bite.
That's all.
of the T-bun, of the circumference, you will have that bit.
Okay.
And now you have no spit because there's no water in you. So you're like,
So they control that much of
Yeah.
your
what they
food?
do
The
is
body weight.
basically you're on a water cut, which means 5 days or 6 days before you drink 5 liters or 4.5 liters. Then you completely reduce that until 1 or 2 days before the actual competition, where you're drinking 500 milliliters.
How does that benefit your body?
Because your body has no layer of water here, so you're extra
So all the veins and
Yeah,
Oh,
everything
yeah,
just
exactly.
just popping.
Muscular.
You get
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Hugh
yeah.
Jackman
the
look,
weight
you know?
limit, right?
Yeah. So, like you said, Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman, Henry Cavill, for like 2-3 days, they don't drink water, is
Yeah.
what I was told.
Really?
It's really unhealthy.
Yeah.
No, my man.
It kills your organs.
Yeah.
But that's the extent. So when you go, oh wow, look how sexy he is, the man's dying much. So he's dying for you. Good job. So you and a couple of million other girls.
Not me.
Yeah. That's basically, that
Yeah,
poor
but-
old man.
But I'd rather him drink his water. You know?
But then he won't look like that.
That's okay.
No.
I've seen him looking good. That's enough for me.
But then to
You
look
know
the-
he can look
to,
good.
to look good the first time, he had to do it. And that's the thing. So now that is always playing in our heads because now we know, right?
Yeah.
So whenever there's a fashion show or something, I won't do it. If I have a photo shoot, I will be on a water fast. I will go on a water fast. I will go to a spa to drink out. No, is it a spa? Is it a spa?
Sauna.
A sauna to
Oh,
drain
okay.
what
To
little
drain
water
out.
I might
Okay.
have.
So you dehydrate
PTSD.
yourself.
Yes, but in bodybuilding competitions, you take diuretics. So you pee out whatever is out. You just keep peeing.
Dude, how do you stay alive?
That's a great question. So
Oh my God! In Miss World also, when we had this RAM model,
Yeah.
it was supposed to start around 7 p.m. and we were starving from the morning to stay lean and not get bloated.
2 girls died in the competition also.
Are you? I almost believed it right now. I
No.
almost believed it.
Yeah, she did. That one and the other one.
That's very true because we stay out of all these gluten because some might get intolerances and all that. So we are basically starving on the day. And
Is it
it's
worth
not
it, though?
because someone is asking us to, because if we actually eat and put on the swimsuit, we'll be bloated.
Do you enjoy doing that?
Yeah.
There you go. There, my man.
Priorities.
There's my man. All right.
He doesn't have to try.
I mean,
He's
nobody
just
forced
gifted
us to
Yeah.
apply.
My God.
Yeah.
Nobody forced us to apply to the pageant. You did it because you wanted to. You knew it was coming.
True.
It's part of the job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to look that certain aesthetic.
Yes.
So when it comes to PEDs as well,
Yeah.
you are expected to perform. Everybody else is on it. And you don't get a prize for not being on it. I don't understand the incentive behind not doing it. You can always say, look, man, social media, you want to set a good example for the kids. Sure. But a lot of these guys who come and say that they're absolutely natural, unless they can prove it,
Yeah.
have been found out to be frauds, right? They've taken blood tests even if they didn't want to. And they've been found out that they are on this and this and this and this and this. And then there goes that this thing. So predominantly they just say that to like sell supplements to you.
But I would say, Amanda, where the issue lies is on a level where everybody who needs to enroll in that competition will have to be of a certain financial status to be able to afford the PEDs in preparation to level the playing field, right? So if, for example, if a person does not have your level of finance is not as blessed as you are, he won't be able to take part, even if he is more genetically gifted or even if he's a harder worker in the gym. That's where the problem lies for me personally.
I would also argue that I think there are guys who are you don't fucking talk about genetics, bro. Who are actually genetically gifted enough that they have the structure.
I mean, perfect example.
Yeah, we're just going to get an extreme close up. But I do know that there has to be, statistically, there has to be 1 or 2 guys. So there is that exception to the rule. And if you want to be the exception to the rule, by all means. But I will also again say a majority of the people just don't adhere to those rules. And a majority of us aren't really that genetic finessed population. And you have to do what you have to do. Because like she said, I would rather put myself through that at an age where I can handle it. And when the pictures come and the videos are out there and you don't have a little...
Yeah.
Because it is our job, right? And
Yes.
like she said, nobody asks you to do it. Especially not my parents. So if you go and half-ass it, the only person who's going to be disappointed is you.
True.
So you might as well just do it.
Yeah. What I was telling myself
Whoa.
was...
We're also not advocating for PEDs and the use thereof. Just so you know, if you after this start
Just a
buying
little
supplements, it's
disclaimer.
on you. Be careful, do your research and then go.
Just don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, eat your chicken, kids.
Yeah.
There are other proteins outside.
Fish, mushrooms.
Moo.
Mushrooms? Really?
Yeah.
Mushrooms? Really?
I guess.
Protein?
I've heard.
Broccoli. So
Damn.
why are we going on this? So basically, beauty is attained.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, why
fantastic.
were we on the topic of protein again? Okay, never mind.
Don't
Okay,
do
no, I
drugs.
got it. No, I just connected everything. All right.
Let me ask you this. All right. So now we're back to maintaining looks.
Yeah.
We'll take the physical, show the top part of your body part out of it. How do you girls get ready for a night out? What is your routine?
I have gained weight now compared to like 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, it didn't matter. I could eat, I could drink whatever, like water, whatever I want to drink. And when I go out, I can just get dressed and go. But now, if, you know, I plan out my outfit, whatever, and depending on what I'm about to wear, I would choose to eat during the day or not. And
Oh, really?
yeah. Not that like I go like hungry, I don't starve.
Oh,
It
so
just
there's like an
naturally
outfit
comes-
specific diet. Damn.
Wow, what is this? I bet our viewers would love to know this outfit specific diet.
So like right now I have gained weight, so I would not want to look bloated in the night.
Right.
And
So, what food groups do you avoid, miss?
I just don't eat anything, honestly.
Nothing at all.
Ami,
Stop.
I'm wearing that red dress today. I can't have the rice and curry.
I drink water. That's not
Okay.
a problem. I eat something if I feel like it, but I don't know because usually when I go out, because I know I'm going to go out and eat, I don't feel like eating throughout the day. So I don't know if it's like a pre-planned, I'm going to wear this so I can't eat thing, or if it's like, I'm going to eat, I don't want to be full type of thing. But for the most part, I think I definitely don't eat throughout the day if I'm going out in the night.
Okay. Is there a side of you that feels that you're leaning towards one or the other? And do you think that's a mental
Most of the
pressure?
time, I do feel like maybe it's because I don't want to look too big when
Right.
I'm out,
Okay.
you know?
Understandable.
That's it.
Miss?
I'm going to pass it on to Shamanti. I'm going to pass it on to Shamanti.
She
and
was
then-
excited.
I want to know, Rishali.
No, you go first. And
Then you. Okay. Okay. So for me, it depends.
It's going to take a while. Yeah, go ahead.
It depends. So if it's like I'm going out with friends and I'm not gonna do that what you do, like depend on the outfit. I eat, honestly, I do, okay? But I know how to hide it well. Even though it's like very bodycon, I know how to hide it. So I eat freely. But getting ready, like the makeup and hair, it's a whole mess for me. When I come back home, I don't have space to sleep. I don't have space to walk because stuff is everywhere. Yeah.
What an animal, dude.
I think that's like a girl thing in
I
general.
know. So if I have to
I love being a guy.
God, I never loved being a more than this
if I'm
actually.
ironing my hair in the night, I'm gonna shower in the morning and dry it perfectly, like dry it off. And then if I'm doing my makeup, hour before, I'm gonna do the skincare and let it like and then do the makeup.
Okay, I don't have to do all that,
Brother.
honestly. I
No,
just...
it depends on the situation. Sometimes I'm just like no makeup at all, not even eyeliner. I go out just like that.
Right.
But sometimes when I'm like feeling it, I do all that.
So,
When do you feel better? When you're wearing your makeup or when you're not
Both.
wearing? Both. Equal?
Yes,
Okay.
equal.
Fair.
Because I worked on it. I used to be very insecure,
All right.
but I worked on it. I can just wear whatever and go without any makeup at all, with my
that's
eye
great.
bags showing, with my acne scars showing. I'll still feel super confident.
then
great.
why do you do it?
Sometimes you feel like doing it. Like in my makeup also, there are some there's full coverage makeup and then half coverage, like not. Sometimes it's just eyeliner and lipstick, and sometimes it's just mascara. Sometimes it's just your brows.
It's just the mood, you know?
Yeah, sometimes it's just concealer and concealer again, and then contouring, and then bronzer and everything, like blushing and highlighting.
They are
all
so
that.
lost right now.
Brother,
They're like,
I know this.
Shall we just have a different conversation?
I know this. I know this because this is what happens when you get ready for a fashion show. But outside of a fashion show, brother, I'm not wearing all this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It depends. Sometimes it's okay. You're just wearing some foundation.
Do you find yourself wearing more and more depending on the group that you're going to and the location that you're going
Oh,
to?
good question.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peer pressure. Got it.
It's not like that.
It's not like that though.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not like that. Sometimes when I okay, so if I'm going for
You
an
tell them
example,
which friend group do you wear the most of the makeup with?
yeah. For an example, if I'm going out with the Miss World girls,
Miss
imagine
World girls,
it's
yes.
a just hypothetical situation.
Right.
So all our girls, they look pretty, like they are really, really pretty.
Right.
If I don't if I don't cover the insecurities, the eye bags, maybe the acne scars and all that, I might feel like, why did I do it? Like I look
Okay.
bad. I should have done a little better.
Okay. And what instance, I'm assuming Food City, that you're going to that you're not really covering anything up with?
Would you believe me if I have
believe you.
actually wait, I have actually went out without any makeup. I have gone out like to clubs, for dinners. Yeah, I
That's
have.
crazy.
That's crazy.
That's
I
great. You're
have.
so
My
brave.
friends know this. My salsa fam knows this because one day we just decided to like go club hopping.
Wait, you're
Yeah.
salsa fan?
Yeah, she's a salsa, right? She's a salsa.
Like dancing.
Yes.
I was thinking of like hot sauce. I was
Oh
like,
yeah. Yeah. Oh.
She,
Never mind.
she has a hot sauce community.
the dividers.
They are hot sauce. They all look very good.
There you go.
Yeah.
They go restaurant hopping.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
we were like eating somewhere and then we were like, let's go dance a little. And then I was wearing some baggy dress with slippers and no makeup at all. My hair was like half dry, half wet because I just came out of the shower also when I went out. And we just went there and we had the time of our life and then got home. Depends.
I feel like when you choose to wear makeup, it definitely depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Say, I personally would wear makeup and highlight my features more when I'm going on a date. Why? Because attraction matters. The
Yes.
first thing you look at is a person.
Right.
Then the personality follows. So ideally, I would want to stand out. And that's once again partner selection and all of that. Like that's just how it is.
Yeah.
That's just how
That's
the
why
animal
I took that
kingdom is.
example also about Miss World.
Yeah.
Because all the girls are super pretty and if you
And she
want to look
needs-
better,
exactly.
yeah,
Just to
you have
blend
to
in
do
with the
it.
crowd pretty much.
Yes,
No, no.
because it's a competition
Yeah,
also.
exactly.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
But that's understandable since
Yeah.
it's a competition. Yeah.
But also that just shows how much beauty has been ingrained in us that
I mean-
perhaps it's tools. No,
I'm surrounded.
When
I am surrounded by models right
when
now.
I go to hang out with my friends, I wear a joka and just walk outside.
No, the other thing that I feel like is when you go out without any makeup, you're just
Yeah.
yeah, but I feel like it makes you look like you haven't put any effort into yourself.
Yeah,
Sometimes
this manga
people-
man puts any effort.
Yeah, if you're going out with a group and everyone is like pretty and dressed
Yeah.
and wearing makeup and you're not wearing makeup, it makes them feel like, oh, she's not putting any effort to go out with us.
But then isn't that your friend group just judging you for?
Yeah, that's not really. They're not good friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. But
Oh,
they
what's
might-
this group again? You muggers are terrible friends.
Those are hypothetical situations. I don't have much friends, so I
No.
don't have like so many.
Goodbye, this group also. Thanks so much for joining. All right.
No, sometimes people actually like this. They do say that. Why can't you wear some makeup and come out?
That's so rude.
I
Not
know.
gonna lie.
I
That's
know.
so rude.
Sometimes you're not feeling like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me
Did you feel like putting on makeup today?
Oh, I don't know.
I just put some blush and I was just like.
Yeah, but today I was feeling myself.
I was
so
feeling
I took
myself.
my time. Yeah.
yes, you were saying.
Me
Yeah.
personally, I got into the whole makeup thing quite recently. I never wear makeup when I go out. Honestly, I'm not saying it to flex or anything. I just can't be bothered. I'm too lazy. I don't have the time for it. Like
I
I
love
don't
how
have
honest you are.
I don't have the patience for
Yeah,
it. Like
I have-
every
yeah.
time I see her TikToks, I'm like, she has a full face of makeup. How does she have the time and energy to do this? Because I could never. But that's just me. And even the whole makeup thing now, like right now, the only thing I can get myself to do is like cover my eye bags, wear some eyeliner, mascara, and lip gloss. That's the most I can do, and I like the way I look
Yeah.
when I do it. So earlier you asked why do it.
Right.
Sometimes I do it because I know it makes me look nice, and I would like to see that version of me today. You know, like
Yeah.
today I'm wearing
Yeah.
eyeliner, I'm wearing mascara, because I was like, oh my god, it's been a couple of weeks since I actually wore some eyeliner. It makes my eyes look nice, so I'm gonna do it today. But it's not like I can't live without it. I can't go out. It's not like that because
Right.
anywhere, anytime, if somebody's like, come, I'm not gonna take an hour to get ready because I can't be bothered. I'm just gonna take a shower, get dressed, and go.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't wear makeup. Like we've met a lot. I never wear makeup when I come out.
Yeah.
But that's just a personal preference also.
Yeah. And the other thing, one thing that happened to me after doing Miss Earth, so people used to see me on social media wearing all makeup and glamorous and all that. And after I completed it, I had a placement also. And then,
Yeah, there you go. I got you. I got you. I don't worry about it.
and then when every time I was getting ready to go out, I was feeling like, what if I'm not matching to that perspective that they have of me?
Yeah.
I was always very like the biggest insecurity that I had was my eyes because
Yeah.
I have smaller eyes. So I
Really? They look big.
because I did something to make it look big.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She just eye opens every like 10, 1, 2,
She just there doing like
3.
eye massages, like get bigger, get bigger.
You remember the first shoot that we did together? I was so concerned about my eyes. Like, should I wear lenses? Should I wear lenses? Because I wanted to. I was feeling insecure. Okay.
Right.
So that's something that
Your eyes
happened to
look
me.
the same though. I could just be very oblivious to it.
I mean, honestly, insecurities are things we perceive about ourselves. 99% of the time,
Yeah.
other people don't notice
But-
things.
but-
Are those,
Exactly.
are
But
those
for me-
downloaded insecurities?
Oh, absolutely.
What do you
Shout
mean?
into the mic.
Absolutely.
Right.
But for me, the thing was, when I was doing Miss Earth, everyone was like, "You're so pretty. You did really well on ramp. You look really pretty." And then I was so scared when they see me in real, as a real person. But if they come be like, "Oh, she doesn't look that good. You know, it's just the makeup."
I think that's why now on social media and everything, and just in general, I don't really make it a point, but I don't put in an effort to kind of look good. Like if you see me in videos, I'm just in my pajamas, in a bun or something. So everybody's like, okay, this is Amaya.
Yeah,
this is the
this
normal
version is
Amaya.
there too.
And then once in a while, I wear makeup, and then everybody's like,
Oh my
that's
god.
That's
Yeah.
Amaya
no
too.
way. Like, no. And I'm like, yes, I can look like this, but I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
So I just be myself.
So you pretty
and
much do the opposite of what she does.
not exactly, because she has a reason for it. Like it's her job. You
Yeah.
know?
Now I'm quite different than that. I don't care. I just
Okay. Fair enough.
On that topic, I would like to ask you guys, do males or females have it worse when it comes to beauty privileges or looking good in general? What
There's
do you all
no
think?
have it worse because it's a privilege either way. But I think females have it better, you know. To
I
a
would
certain-
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't have the makeup option.
Yeah, and not just makeup. I mean,
Yeah.
you do have the makeup option. It's just frowned upon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the makeup,
But-
is the beard.
So true.
Right.
Like shave your face right now, Amanda. Would you do it?
I don't get gigs after that.
Exactly. That's your makeup.
Yeah. Okay. But then the thing is this, right? So, Paul,
You guys are just...
he gets gigs regardless. All right. That's nothing.
Yeah.
I can only aspire to be this
Yeah.
good.
It
without a beard.
depends. Like I was just me. It was just, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's,
I got
it's
it,
okay.
I got it, no
It's
problem.
okay. It's
No
okay.
problem.
It's
Some
fine.
people,
No, it's fine.
beard, like your beard is your makeup.
No,
Some
but
people.
his thing is, since he has such a chiseled face, he doesn't need it.
Bro,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's also going to look,
the
you know,
Greeks would
yeah,
study your
different
face.
in his beard.
Yeah.
Done.
But yeah, back to the question.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
She was so polite.
No, fair enough,
I
fair
can
enough.
see Amanda there like,
Oh my God, they're ruining it.
No,
back
no,
to
no.
the question.
No. I would very much say that I would agree that guys have it a bit tougher, because if you're ugly as a guy, you're ugly as a guy,
You can't do anything to fix
and
it.
your friends will let you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have the yas queen,
Dude,
go
I
girl.
have
We don't have that
seen
shit.
my male friends with each other, if one hair is sticking out, they'll bully them for the entire
Oh, yeah.
month.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like, ooh.
But the thing is, it's with the best intentions among
Yeah,
guys.
but
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
crazy
that
because
is so true.
Yeah.
their whole mentality about it is different. Like they'll be like, oh damn, my hair is up, I'll put it down. And they're cool with them being made fun of.
Right.
But still, to see how crazy they get, so they are outwardly showing what a lot of people inwardly feel about other people, which I feel like honestly it's more healthier what they're doing than keeping it inside and being like, oh no, she's so ugly, he's so ugly. Like I'd rather just you express it and get it out of the way.
Yeah, but and I would extend that to the point where, as guys, even now, if you go and give a guy a compliment about how they look, they don't know how to take it.
They are shocked.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't because we just, as guys, we're just not used to getting
Unless it's
compliments.
Amanda.
Unless it's me or Christian, but otherwise, unless it's me.
No, but I still think, like,
Yeah.
deep down.
What do you think, Charlie?
I think deep down, you're still human, and there is a deep part of you that would relish that, would like really appreciate that comment.
External
And
validation
compliment.
is always a great thing,
Mm.
and I loved it so much I made a career out of it. Right, I very much agree with that.
Casual flex.
But I will also thank you. I will also say that there is a saying that says that guys don't get flowers until it's their funeral.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Like it's kind of improving now, but still a lot
Yeah.
of guys get flowers for the first time too when they
For the
die.
funeral. Yeah, that's exactly
Like-
it. And again with the compliments thing, man.
Yeah.
I've given
If you-
my ex-boyfriend flowers for his birthday. I'm different.
I
How
don't know- I don't-
sweet.
I don't know how to phrase this. Good for one of y'all.
So one thing I would like to actually chime in is I agree and disagree with your point to the
You
fact-
get flowers every day. No,
Not that, not that. No, back down to the question: do females or males have it worse? I feel like females have it worse with the expectation of society for them to look good.
That's
But
true.
the expectation of society from males is for them to be successful figures financially as well as in their career.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's two different aspects of looking at. It's two different aspects of looking at each
But
gender.
then,
So
but then
for-
that won't be beauty, no?
yeah, exactly what I'm saying. It's more pressure on the females for their beauty, more pressure on the men
Thank
for
you.
their.
I love you so much.
Thank you so much. More pressure on the men for success in their career, so they don't have as much pressure as women do
Right.
in the aspect of beauty standards or looking good in general. And
So
I would say,
basically,
sorry,
like-
I'm sorry, Amaya. I would say that I hope you guys agree or you can disagree that a good-looking man is not as regarded in society as a successful man or
Yeah, so
financially successful
basically,
person.
like, what I wanted to say was, like, what you said is right.
Yeah.
Like, even now, the whole culture here from ancient times is find a pretty girl, fair skin, nice body, wide hips, whatever. But a guy, get a rich guy.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
women are more pressured into having to fall into those beauty standards and follow those beauty standards compared to a guy. Like,
I will also then say this. There was a case maybe 2 or 3 years ago where this young kid, either he got drunk or he stole a car or he drove and killed a mother and a child. But because he looked good,
I've
da
seen it.
da 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 da.
In the US.
Right.
In
Yeah,
US,
somewhere,
yes.
yeah.
The blue-eyed boy.
That's the one, yeah, with the face mask
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And
Right.
it was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
the
Exactly.
moment they revealed his face, everybody's like, oh no, but he's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
He killed 2 people.
Exactly. Similar story with the Menendez brothers, if you guys
Yeah.
have
Oh, yeah,
heard
yeah,
this,
fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy.
But didn't they actually go through something
Yeah.
though?
They did, but then
Trauma.
yeah,
Yes.
That was justifiable in that way.
We
honestly.
can't, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
But this whole driver situation, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I was actually shocked to see the whole world just turn to support him
Yeah.
after
Just because he looks good.
Yeah.
Right. So then I would extend this to say that
Yeah.
while I agree with you saying that as a guy you need to be more financially successful,
Yeah.
you can be not average but a slight bit beyond average good looking to meet the same privileges that you might get when you're slightly a bit more wealthier
Mm-hmm.
to get away from whatever you have to do with society. There is a pretty privilege
Yeah.
and a tax that comes with it.
Like, looking good helps.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It does.
I think you're talking about the halo effect there. If
Yeah.
I'm not
Yes.
mistaken,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Christian. So basically, guys, for you guys, a halo effect.
Shana, darling, put the mic.
Halo-
I'll give you a halo effect. What you need to talk about.
Oh my
Halo
god.
effect is basically a cognitive bias where people assume good-looking people. For example, a positive trait in a person deems them to be higher up in society. So, i.e., if you're good-looking, you are deemed more trustworthy.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Everybody trusts Christian. I trust Christian.
Yeah, I trust Christian.
we all trust
Yeah,
I know.
but
Christian.
sometimes when the two look good in
Oh, yeah.
two,
She was thinking about Hugh Jackman again. She was like,
sorry, my man is just always on my mind.
yeah, is he?
What him up?
You know, I just called the guy up. Yo, brother.
I mean, I'm loyal to my man. He's always gonna be on my mind.
Yeah, him and his wife. Everybody else in charge.
But yeah, when you're too good looking, isn't it a bit sus though? Like,
Sorry.
Say what now?
that was a joke. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't take it so hard.
All right. Okay. If you say so.
He is one of those things. He is too good. That's the problem. But yeah, you were saying halo effect.
Yeah, so like if you are good-looking, you get the benefit of the doubt, and that would, and I think that kind of is carried out throughout society, where people assume good-looking people have an easier life
Yeah.
rather than not as socially attractive people.
Right. And that also extends to job interviews.
Oh,
Yeah.
job interviews
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh my God, yes.
So the believability factor I know, job interviews I know. Do you know that babies like beautiful people more than?
Oh
yes,
yeah.
I've
oh, yeah.
heard about that.
So that's why I don't go to nurseries, bro. You know, they all just come run. They can't even walk, and they just run
And
after
the
me. I
thing
say,
is-
"Stop, baby, stop!"
Like babies, they can't control it, right? So
Yeah.
they see you, and if you're ugly to them, they'll just be like, and just like look away. It's crazy.
Wait. How did you see this?
Thankfully, I have never actually experienced this. Not gonna lie. Because I've heard that when babies stare at you, that's because you're really
Oh,
beautiful
yeah,
to
I've
them,
seen
and a
this
lot
too.
of babies have stared at me, so I'm a little surprised as well.
Right,
Yeah.
right. That it
And
could
if
possibly
it's
happen.
like the
Yeah.
nursery type of kids, they're telling to your face,
They'll
you look
straight
really
up.
pretty.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
straight up tell you,
They-
like,
yeah.
your face is crooked, or like whatever it is
Or
that they see.
the other way also.
Yeah.
I love your necklace, I love the earrings.
Crooked your face, don't.
Yeah, I've never had the experience. Thank God, I would be so hurt.
Oh man.
Okay, I understand that too. And that is also, again, the craziest part about looking good. But then the thing that I don't really get is, from somebody who was really overweight in school, really overweight, and I it was always in my head that I wasn't good looking, because I was told that by somebody who was very dear and near to me at that time. The girl I really, really liked was the one to reinforce the fact that I wasn't good looking.
And what happened in this?
It broke me so much. Again, it broke me so much so that I made it almost a life's purpose to be in shape at any given time. Right. So that the next girl who breaks up with me can come up with any reason she wants to, except for the weight thing.
Like, you're going to be the hot ex forever.
I will be the hot ex, right? But
You
then
got your priorities.
yeah, absolutely. But then because of that, I now have a career. I now make enough money to put, like, food on the table for my parents.
Shout out to the girl that broke his heart.
I was just
Shout
about
out
to
to
say.
shout out to the entire list of them, but yeah.
Oh.
That's the thing,
What
right?
is
So
terrible
it was almost consistently reinforced to me that I was overweight and therefore I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And that fundamentally broke me until COVID. And so this happened, dude, when I was maybe 2011, 2010-ish.
Okay.
For me to undo that trauma and to understand, holy crap, this is what actually happened. That happened during COVID,
Where you actually had time to think.
where I had time to think. Because another girl who came into my life gave me physical validation and then took that away from me too. And I was like, what the hell, man? Why do I keep falling for these girls?
Who are these girls? Wow.
Shout out to all y'all.
No, no shout out. No shout
No,
out.
but this is the thing, right? So
Yeah.
I will always, no matter how much I would hate that and giving them credit for it, it is because of that I was able to get myself in shape, because otherwise, dude, I was going down a trajectory. My mom makes desserts, bro.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
Understandable.
Yes.
Understandable.
So until that girl called me fat, the thing that really got to me was, because it was always in the back of my mind that I was fat, I would never, I could not go into a relationship without pedestalizing all my exes, right? So not the girls who said the fat thing, but there were terrible people after that. It's just that to me, all of them were above me because I was lucky to be with them and not the other way around.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to therapy for this now at 32. I'm 32 or 33.
More than 10 years later.
Good job for you for
Thanks,
going
man.
to
Thanks.
therapy. See, guys?
Thanks. All right, cool.
But
then,
also-
so there's two sides to it, right? There is the broken heart that I'm trying to heal now because of this. But if you really want to take a plus side of it and see the silver lining, the reason why I get employed and the reason why you might know me as the shirtless guy on TikTok and all that shit is because I was pushed to a certain situation where I made it a point to never look out of shape.
Yeah.
If I didn't go through the trauma, maybe I would have done it in due time. But I think as a human being, if you don't push your body to the extent of seeing, you know how you said, I like to see myself at the top of my game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't push your body to that extent, you never know the high you get off of it. Not just because you get that external validation and people say, oh wow, you're so pretty.
Like, you look at yourself and you see,
You're like,
like,
wow.
yeah, this is my capability.
I'm
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
I saw this quote recently, actually, where this guy says, imagine you just someday, right, in a dream or whatever, there's this alternate reality version of yourself. The best version of yourself comes to see you and he's like, what is this? Is this even me?
Yeah.
Right? It's the best version of yourself. And that really like motivated. It was like, oh shit, I need to get better.
Yeah.
This happened to me during the pageant also. So
Yeah.
I was thinking I would never be able to cut off sugar and be on a diet because I love chocolate and all that.
Oh, we all do.
But I did it. I did it for 1.5 months and I
Yeah.
lost 5 kilograms. And I wanted to, my hip measurement was 39. I wanted to make it 38 and it happened. And when I looked at myself in the mirror wearing jeans or something like that, I was like, yeah, I could do it. I actually did it.
And do you feel better that you lost the weight?
I did, because that's not the weight that I lost. It was just that the understanding that I could actually do it. I actually stopped eating chocolate and I stopped taking sugar with my coffee and tea and everything. I was so much in control. I was like, if I really wanted to do it, I can do it again also. So I have that realization, and now like
Don't want to go back?
no, I am not taking sugar anymore with my coffee because I don't want it anymore.
You know, this is something I actually thought about today, and I had a conversation about with my friend. And the beauty standard, like this is just what I thought about. The beauty standard that you should aim to achieve is your own standard. Instead of looking at somebody and be like, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Like, if you have ever had a healthy version of yourself and now you're not that, like I'm going through that right now. I know that, so when I was 13, this crush of mine held my hand for the first time, and I was like, he was in good shape. He was going to the gym. He had like abs and everything. I was still at that point.
Wait, he was 13?
No, he was 16.
Oh, okay.
But he was.
I was
don't
about
wanna-
to say 13
I
with
don't wanna
abs is
tell
crazy.
how I know him, because I don't want people to know who he is.
Okay.
But he was my crush, and he held my hand, like not in a weird way, just in like a ayya way. But I was like, oh my god, my crush held my hand.
What is the ayya way of holding your hand?
Just like, oh,
Brotherly,
Nangi, something.
yes.
Not for long, just for like a couple of seconds. We had like a brotherly sisterly relationship. That whole situation. There were other people also. The whole.
This is a family reunion.
No, but let me just say, it was like that. But he was really attractive to me at that age,
Okay.
so I had a crush on him. And he was really fit. Like he had 6 packs properly, and I think he also did like steroids and stuff at that age.
At
but
16?
Yeah, I had a big crush on him. I was a person with like skinny arms, fat legs, and a big stomach.
Right.
But the moment he held my hand, I was like, dude, if I'm ever gonna be his girlfriend, I cannot look like this.
Right.
And for 3 months after that, I didn't see him till like December that year. The last time I met him was like May of that year. And then for the next 3 months, I controlled what I ate.
Right.
Whoa.
I didn't eat dinner. I only had 2 meals a day. And I exercised every single day.
Right.
And I actually had abs for a while. I know looking at me now is unbelievable to certain people. But I actually did. And I was like now when I think about it, I was like, I achieved that at that age. And I maintained it for years without having to try. Like once
Right.
you get into the practice, you don't even have to try.
Yeah.
Right.
And now after I went through whatever I went through, and I gained a whole ton of weight, and it has gone down now because I'm trying to slowly get back into it. But now I think about like, hey, my standard, my thing was I could look like that, and I did look like that. I know how to get there, and that's the best version of myself.
Right.
So why am I not achieving? Like that's what I should
Yeah.
try to achieve.
Yeah.
I don't really look at other people. Sometimes I do see like, girls with really nice bodies, and I'm like, damn, my body is gonna look like that. But then I start thinking realistically, and I'm like, it's not gonna look exactly like that,
Yeah.
but I know what it can look like.
Right.
So I'm just
Yeah.
gonna achieve what I know I can achieve.
That's a very healthy way of
Yes.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Right.
like a lot of people should try to kind of get that mentality also. And I feel like that's what, like, for people in general, the whole beauty standard thing, I feel like it should be a standard for themselves. Either something they have achieved before or something they can work towards to achieve. Like you said, you started working out, you saw how good you became, and you were like, dude, I feel so great. Like, that's what people should try to achieve.
I think the catch there, Moshang, is the fact that when you did it,
Yeah.
you saw yourself, whereas the person who might go through that for the first time is only seeing that through either a screen on their phone
Yeah.
or watching Hugh Jackman. Right. So then, because it is an extreme, because now, like we discussed earlier, he has gone through certain procedures and he knows exactly what to do, and he has trained and all that. Like, all that's great. Because we don't really have that, we have that almost toxic association with how you're supposed to look, and it's not maybe within our parameters, because biologically some guys can have a 6-pack, some guys have a 4.
Yeah.
Right. Now if I only see Hugh Jackman has 6, I think, if I see that and I'm trying to, but I can only biologically get a 4-pack like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Right. So then I will always look at myself as something below.
Yeah, because you see 6-packs everywhere and you're like, why can't I get
Why
that
can't
too?
I do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So fair enough. But then that, I think, again, is something that's pushed onto us through social media and
Yeah,
everything.
and like
Yeah.
TV,
Yeah, and
movies.
Yeah.
I also have this experience where it was not me, it was one of those girls where I was doing a show, and this one of those people who with us, I have to be really careful when I'm telling this. So he was
What letter does the name start with?
he was
S.
saying,
Whoa.
Oh, really? Really? No. Okay, what's that?
He was saying.
Oh, like I'm such a detective. Yeah.
Yeah, he was saying, you have to get in this shape to look good. Some people don't have that. The rib cage.
Their
Some people
bone
don't have that.
structure is not made like that.
So some people have different. Like not everyone has hourglass, right?
Yeah.
So he was saying, if you want to do this, you have to have that shape in your back. And I was thinking, like, if she didn't know that she can't do it, no matter how hard she tried, she would be so hurt. She would be heartbroken that she can't do it. But it's not possible for her to get that.
Right.
Just from observing all of your stories for your reasons to get into shape, almost all of your stories had something to do with a past traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's made me believe that nobody just steps foot in the gym for no reason. There's nobody who just goes to the gym for...
There's some
You
who
think
are
so?
like, hey, my lifestyle is not the best. I'd like to kind of turn it over. Like I have one of my friends, he, like because of work and stuff, he couldn't look after himself, but he started feeling bad about not looking after himself. So he was like, I want to make a change.
Right.
He started going to the gym, he started looking after himself, and he did it. So it's not everybody. I feel like a lot of people go to the gym because of a breakup or something like that.
Okay.
Oh my God. Perfect example. Didn't hesitate.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, you're naturally
But
blessed.
he is motivating
Stop.
other people to go to gym without a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at that forearm. God damn. Look at yeah. You want the shit, get the gym. That's just it, man. Because I will also say that I have, and this could just be me, I have never seen a success story when it comes to weight being the other way around, as opposed to it's always I was extra large and now I'm in a slightly bit bigger. Oh, sorry, smaller. It's always big too small. And it's never unless it's some anorexic person who was like this and now is like
Yeah,
this.
because there's so many friends of mine who are quite skinny and their goal is to gain weight because they want to gain weight.
Build muscle.
Right.
Like people my age, they're underweight and they're struggling to build muscle, but also that is also a biological thing, you know.
Yeah,
they
fair
have
enough.
to work towards it, just like we have to work towards losing weight, they have to work towards gaining weight.
Gaining weight, but then it's not to an obese level.
No, to a
Right.
fit level.
To a fit level. It's always to a fit level, right?
Yeah.
It's never the other way around. Because I've also seen celebrities try to glorify obesity, starting with Lizzo.
Yeah.
But what Rashali told me today was even Lizzo is trying to lose weight.
She is.
But her fan base won't let her. Because she has built an entire fan base off of you need to be big.
There's this
It's her brand,
this actor, I can't remember his name.
Keith Richards.
I think so.
No, just
No.
I don't know, but also the girl who played Fat Amy in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So she,
Rebel Wilson, yes,
everybody knew her as that fat actor, you know.
Right.
And the moment she lost weight, everybody was like, "What the hell? Like,
Yeah.
you're not who we know you for." But for her, it was a good step. It was a healthy step, and it's what she wanted.
That's the thing, man. So it'll never be celebrated that you're taking care of your health.
Yeah.
Right? Wolf of Wall Street, the fat guy, Jonas.
Oh, yeah.
Jonah Hill.
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking
Jonah
about.
Hill,
He also lost a lot of weight, and everybody's like, "Why?"
Yeah.
Because we know you for being fat, so you need
And
to
I-
be
and
fat.
I
for
And he
us.
was continuously bullied in the industry
Yeah,
for being fat.
And the people
Yeah.
surrounding themselves around those actors and actresses, they find comfort.
Yeah, because you feel better about yourself, right?
Yeah.
At least I'm not fat as this pig here.
There's a fat actor, there's a fat actress.
Yeah.
And it's a thin line between this fat shaming and staying healthy and all that. I'm really scared at this point to talk about it also. Because
No, but then objective fact is objective fact, right?
Yeah.
If you are unhealthy and you have a friend group that does not help you come to the fact that Machan, you need to take care of your weight, you're in the wrong friend group.
Yeah.
If your friends don't have your best interest at heart, and that is including your health, and they don't have that chat with you, you're in a terrible friend group.
But they have this argument. They are like, oh yeah, I may look fat, but how do you know if I'm healthy or not? I've seen this.
I've seen
that's
you
a
climbing
very
the
good
stairs,
point,
Machan, and after the
because-
third step, you're going, that's how I know.
I feel like things might be different. I don't know how to speak because this is purely based on the 19th century, where men, in specific men, they were actually thought to be of higher status or higher wealth if they were fat, because that meant that they had more nutrients. And
Yeah.
it's actually factual.
They were eating
but-
good.
Like in
Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah, that's
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It also depends on the time in which you are living, right? For example, if Amanda was living in the 19th century, it would have probably been the opposite. You never know.
Aman, this girl who broke his heart would have been like, oh my god, he's so...
Yeah.
He would
Now he's so
he
thin.
would have never had a broken heart in the first place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow,
He
wow.
wouldn't be here right now.
I would have been a little more rotundous then.
You would have eaten all your mom's dessert.
Exactly. I think we're coming to a small wind down. But let me ask you this, because you told me a story that when you were growing up, and none of us believe this, but you were not as good looking as you were, bro. Okay, cool. So I'll entertain that and I'll humor that. What was it like, treatment-wise,
Yeah.
when you were quote-unquote an uggo, to now that you're a example of what humankind should look like in the future?
Yeah, creation of God.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
A huge jacked man.
A huge. Oh, I like that wordplay. Did you guys catch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you catch it? Oh, my genius, oh, genius.
Did you guys catch it? So yeah, it's the complete opposite of things, to the extent where, like I said earlier, I mentioned earlier that I was a cricket player in college, and before I actually went through, I guess, puberty, every day before our practices, I'm going to tell you a little story. Every day before our practices, we used to have a little bit of a football warm-up, right? And there were 20 guys all in all, and they used to pick teams of 10. And before puberty, I was always either the 9th or 10th pick. But literally the next year, after I went through puberty, I had gained a bit of muscle, I had grown a bit.
Chiseled jawline.
Yeah,
shit, but yeah.
I was always either the first or the second pick. And my skill didn't improve over the time. I wasn't faster, but just based on how I looked, they just perceived that I was better, which takes it back to the halo effect, like you said, you know.
Yeah.
I actually have a question
Yeah.
for you, Christian.
Yeah, go ahead.
For adolescent boys,
Yeah.
what are the beauty standards, or do they take those into consideration? Or what is the process? Because you're going through a transformation, right?
I feel like as an adolescent guy, specifically an adolescent guy, right? I feel like we look up to a lot of celebrities. I feel like we are at that stage, we are easily vulnerable to everything that we see on social media. We want to be this person and it's after we hit puberty that we realize, oh, okay, I'm happy with the way I look at this point in time, right? But before, you're vulnerable to all these different beauty standards that you see on social media, and to a point where it's unattainable, also because of, like you said, the difference in culture, the difference in climate, we can't get their skin color, the difference in the economic capability of our people and their people. Yeah. And it's just a pure process of idolizing celebrities and purely idolizing something that you can't attain physically.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you feel heavily pressurized by your peers when you're...
At that point in time, definitely, because, like I said, as a sportsman, there was a certain way that you had to look, right? And there was a certain image that you had to portray to the spectators, you know, to be a cricketer for St. Peter's College.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess there was pressure on all ends, even when it comes down to my family, when it comes down to my peers. They always pushed me in a good way, right? They had the best of intentions, but then again...
How they did it.
Sorry?
How they did it.
Exactly.
Right.
It
Anyways,
was a
like-
bit brutal, but then again, it got the job done.
When you're reminded constantly that, hey, you don't look good.
Exactly,
It's never, no matter who says it, how they say it.
It will stink.
When you're constant, even like if I nicely told you like, hey, you don't look good right now, but I tell you every day, it's not pleasant to hear.
Yeah.
That brings me to another question.
You know how you said if you're in a friend group and you have a friend who isn't doing so well, and then like you want to help them, how do you essentially break the news to them? Because each person has their own time. So sometimes people will spend time on their weight journey because they're trying to figure things out for themselves. They're trying to learn about what is happening before they start taking action.
Right.
How do you encourage them or to do something, to make a change?
Let me ask you a question answer a question with a question.
Yeah.
If your friend was having a terrible smoking addiction, would you wait so that their time is met and all this criteria falls from the stars and you're like, oh, okay, maybe he'll
No.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I think that is exactly it. It is that if, and I've done this so I can tell you.
Yeah.
To the friends that I had who were overweight, I have said, I need you to go on diet. What can I help you to do with that? And how can I help you facilitate that? Do you need a diet plan? Do you need some sort of training? Can I come to the gym with you? Can I take you to the gym? And I know that at first they brush it off and say, yeah, I'll try. And like I've been told, because I also know that their entire lives, they see themselves in the mirror. Like you see yourself getting like overweight, so you are constantly reminded of that. Me coming and telling you is nothing new. What I can do is I can extend maybe a branch of how I can help you, but I will also just tell you twice. One time I will tell you very honestly. The second time I'll ask you, did you follow up on it? If I do that, anything more than that, I feel is you becoming a burden onto them. Because now every time I have to meet this guy, it's in the back of my mind, this bug's going to talk about my weight again. And then that bug is not going to want to talk to me. Right. So then I will tell you 2 times. All of 2 times, Machang, I genuinely need. How can I help? Like, let's go to the gym. Like, we can go hang out. Then what I'll do is, I will take us out of the environment that I felt that involves a lot of either. So instead of going to like a fast food restaurant, I will go to something either a slight bit more healthy and say, oh, Masha, I learned this new taco place exists and they made the tacos out of pita bread or some sort of healthy bread or something. If it's, and I had a friend who I was playing a lot of video games with. We would hang out outside of the house, right? We would go somewhere else. We would hang out so that we had to be social, not just with each other, but outside of that as well. If my friend was a heavy drinker, we would meet during the daytimes and at a coffee place. You can't. So I will make it a point to strategically do something, right, to help this guy out. But that being said, I will very to your face say, brother, you are overweight, right? And you run the risk. I run the risk of losing my friend, but you run the risk of losing everybody that loves you. Don't do this to yourself.
Do you feel like it might reinforce their like insecurities?
I feel that is on them, because there's 3 parts to the message, right? There is what I say, there is the actual message, and that's how you perceive it, right? So if Chamant is overweight and I come and say, hey, fatty, fat, how's it going? That is a terrible message. What I want from the bottom of my heart is to tell her, I think you're slightly letting yourself go, try something. If I come out and say something like that, either you slap me, and I won't blame you for that, or you'll be less inclined to do something about it. So, and that could be mistaken as well. So I can come and say, hey, Mashan, I feel that this is happening. Can I help you something? She can perceive that to be me saying, hey, fatty, fat. Right. So it is up to your friend and the maturity that your friend might have to understand your intentions, because I've been your friend for God knows how long, and to take it from there. But again, it is on you as the friend who can see the thing happening to take a stand against it, because otherwise what you're doing is you're watching your friend die.
Very true.
I feel like the relationship you have with the friend also is very important. Like for example, if I met somebody a couple of weeks ago or something, and I have known them only for a few months, and they're extremely overweight or something, I'm not going to be like, hey, I think you should work out. Even if I say it with the best intentions, in the nicest way, they'll be like, who are you to tell me this?
Right, fair enough.
Like, we don't know each other like that. But to me, if a random person came and said like, hey, you're fat, like, I know I'm fat, but no, I don't care because you're saying it to me. But if a really close friend comes and they're like, hey, I think like, because they know what I can do also, they come to you with that care, with the actual genuine care, not just a general observation like, hey, you need to lose weight. Like they come, they're like, hey, I think it's time, you need to head to the gym or whatever, and you're like, hey, this is my friend, to like giving me some good advice, I might as well just take it. So
I would also say that it's harder for a friend to come to you with good intentions as opposed to a person who just wants to throw hate.
Like a stranger, they might find it easier to just say
because they don't care.
Exactly.
A good friend might find it hard because they'll be like, what if I hurt their feelings?
What if I lose my friend?
On that note, I do feel like men, ladies correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like men are more aware about their current physical state, to the sense where I don't have to approach them as a friend, where they'll approach me and they'll be like, bro, I think this is happening to me. I think I'm eating a bit too much. Is there anything that I should change in my diet?
That's kind of true.
And they actually, they continuously, they look for advice. Whereas, correct me if I'm wrong yet again, whereas a female in the same position would be like, society has to accept me for the way I am right now. Because this is the way I want to be.
That's true.
And you better accept me even if I don't decide to change.
I feel like, like I'm saying this because I was in a mixed school throughout my adolescent period, and like a lot of guys from the age of 13, 14 onwards, all they focus on is going to the gym.
Right.
Like building muscle. All the guys I have known, like 99% of the guys I've known, from the time they hit 13, 14, they're at the gym working out like 6-7 days a week with their friends, all only focused on building muscle. And there must be a group of people who are not on the same level, but every single guy I know, at some point, they have been to the gym. So I feel like that is also why they come and they ask their bros like, hey, do my arms look big today? What can I do to make it bigger? Like, it's not as big as it was last week, right? I had to get to the gym. Like, it's inbuilt in them.
Yeah. And I feel like men are, correct me if I'm wrong yet again.
You don't have to keep saying that, dude.
No, I just
We
don't
will
want to.
definitely-
I understand. I understand you're very polite and that's sweet of you, but
You're
At the
wrong,
table,
you're wrong.
there are 3 girls, 2 guys. I just don't want to offend anybody by saying anything that I'm saying, you know. I do feel like men are more open with each other, where they don't take offense as easily as females.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas if, for example, if I tell Amanda, it's a very hypothetical situation, Amanda, you're looking a bit chubby today. I don't think, I didn't mean it, bro. I feel like he'll take it in as, oh yeah, bro, I wasn't
I
feeling too good
devoured a
today.
cake yesterday, man.
Exactly, he'll take it as a joke, right? Whereas if a girl said it to another girl, it'll be like, oh, this bitch, you know?
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. A lot of guys, they are very okay with being spoken to like that. Because
Face to face.
I feel like that's also another thing. Like, guys' relationships with guys is in a way very pure, but also not pure. But that's another like different thing.
That's another
That's
difference.
a
Just
coin
brush
flip.
that
I
under the
didn't see.
carpet,
What does
you know?
that
Like,
mean?
you know, if a guy, for example, like Christian, can come and tell you,
Right.
like, hey, you look a bit off today, you look like you've gained some weight, and you'll most probably be like, dude, yeah, I guess I have. I need to get back into it. But if Chamanti, for example, came and told me, like, dude, you look a bit chubby today, I'm going to be like, okay. Like, I would tell her.
So
like,
what?
I would tell her to her face, like, yeah, you know, you're right. I guess. But in my head, I'll be like, who is she to tell me
This
that? Like,
bitch to come and tell me.
like,
Why would she want to point that out?
yeah, and I
exactly.
feel like guys, like, with each other, they, even a stranger, like, guys who are not that close to each other, they can be open with each other.
Yeah.
But girls, they can't. Like, they
Why
can't.
is that, ladies?
I have no idea.
What? You got 3 girls, you're figuring this out.
No idea.
Even I have
4
no
girls
idea.
actually sitting there.
Like you can be really close to.
Why do you all not like to tell each other the truth?
I feel
I don't know. I've lost friends. I mean, I've been friends with some people for years and years and years.
This is that girl, no? That one or that?
The pageant one.
Too hot. Yeah.
Pageant one, oh my god, we've known each other for like 2.5 months, so yeah, that doesn't count. Anyway, we have lost friendships like that just because a word slipped out.
Yeah.
But I feel like that is because I don't mean to offend anyone.
Offend everyone.
But women are more emotional. We are more empathetic. So when someone says something, if a girlfriend comes and says something, we perceive it in an emotional sense. We first react to it and then we process.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
So, but the emotions.
I can see Christian
Wait,
smiling
wait.
from one side to the other.
But the emotions linger on,
Yeah.
which transforms into that thought process.
Right.
So, which in turn leads us to take action to either cut the friend off or whatever. My question is, how is relationship a friendship between a guy and a girl? If a girl comes up to you and is like, hey bro, I think you kind of put on a little bit of weight.
Are we talking about in a relationship
Yeah.
aspect, or is it just a
Friendship.
Friendship. Because I feel like relationship, it's very, it can work through communication and can be mitigated
Right, okay.
and talked through.
Yeah.
When you're a guy and a girl, I want to know what the situation
What is the dynamic between the two? Are they? Does the guy have feelings for his girl?
No,
So not
they're
yet.
friends.
Oh, so it's
friends.
based on the
I think-
relationship
I think
between
guys
them.
consider-
I would say it's based on the relationship.
Yeah, I think guys
Yeah.
consider girls as bros.
Some girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean the
You
girls.
Like-
corrected a real
Do you know?
fast.
Do you know what? Do you know what that
No, no,
line?
sorry,
Do you know what that line is?
So when a guy and a girl are friends,
Yeah.
for the guy, the girl is also a brother. When
That
they're friends.
depends.
When they're
That's
friends.
it sometimes.
That
but I
very
think most
controversial.
of the
I
time,
will.
like Amanda, if
I
a
will tell you
guy-
that dividing line, all right? And nobody wants to hear this. But if a guy considers you a bro, like he's that as
Oh, I
annoying.
know
as
what
a
you're
bro.
gonna say.
And
I know
it's-
what you're gonna
It's a controversial take. You can hate me if you want to, all right? This is my opinion. I'm entitled to it. But from what research I have done, if a guy likes a girl as a brother, that means he just finds you unattractive. Alright, that's just it. That is just it.
Just drop the bomb.
There is always an exception to the rule. Now that Rashad's giving me looks, I will say that there's an exception to the rule. Fine. Okay, fine. I'll say that too. But generally, I find that a lot of guys are, you know, the mermaid timer. Have you heard the mermaid theory?
No.
All right. So, How I Met Your Mother had this.
You said the mermaid theory?
The mermaid theory.
Okay.
So that How I Met Your Mother had this great show, by the way, better than Friends. Had this theory where even if you don't find a girl attractive for the first time, eventually over time you will find her attractive.
Yes. After spending time with them.
After spending time with them. All right. So the connection they made was sailors out in the vast ocean after a while of not seeing women will find manatees who, if you take them this way, they have the body shape technically of a woman. Right? So you will see those women, because you're so desperate to look for women, you will see those animals and creatures as women. So I think everybody is on a timer, and that might relate to the fact that biologically, bro, you're wired to pass on offspring. That is how you ensure that the species survives. So even if at the first time you see this person, it doesn't make sense to you biologically because there's some triggers in you, and that is either she doesn't look like your mom or something that is
Freudian.
the Freudian thing. It could be one of those things that after a period of time you will find this girl attractive. Right?
I feel like that's like you get to know their personality and everything also.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
affected.
And that could be either all this time you didn't think that she used to like anime or something, and all of a sudden you find her to be a geek, and that's great, good for you. So there is that exception to the rule.
Right. And if a girl came up to you and was like, "Yo, bro, I think you need to lose some fat," how would you perceive that as a man?
How close to this girl am I?
No. Oh my god.
Okay,
I'm telling you.
And I'm telling you the reason that I would like to stress on this so much is because if you do have a crush on this girl, it might break you.
It's gonna hurt.
That's the thing. Yeah. But then if you see this person, if you tell me that I have gained some weight, I'm gonna take it as I must have gained some weight. Right. Because our relationship is that, right? So if that is the situation, then that is the way I'm going to take it. If I had a crush on you, or there is some sort of unspoken lingering feeling, if you came and told me I'm overweight, I'm going to interpret that to be the fact that you have now given me a reason that you don't want to be with me. So the relationship between the two people really counts.
Understood. Thank you.
I can't drop the mic.
question.
I can't drop the mic. This is very expensive. Actually, but Tasha's give me looks.
කවදාවත් මේ වැරද්දෙන් ගැලවෙන්න බැරි වෙයිස. රජෙන් මට පඩි ගෙවන්නේ මේ මිනිසුන්ගේ සල්ලිස. මම රස්සාව හරියට කරනවා කියන්නේ. මගේ ටීම් එක රස්සාව හරියට කරනවා කියන්නේ. සර්ට කවදාවත් එළියට ඇවිල්ලා මට මොනවද කරන්න බැරි වෙයිස.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so I just want to touch on the topic where, on the theory of the grass is always green on the other side, right? Where South Asian people like ourselves always look to either portray ourselves or to look like the Eurocentric people, whereas they try to look like us in the sense where, you know, skin color, you know, there's a huge rise in bleaching products in Sri Lanka at the moment, with Sri Lankans trying to get that white skin look, you know, that is portrayed in Western culture. Whereas Western people love coming to Sri Lanka to get that tan, to get our skin color. Which is, like I said, the grass is always greener on the other side. Thoughts? I was ready for someone to take over. That was not the question. That wasn't a question. I'm just, it's a statement.
I completely agree. Even with the industry that we're in,
fair enough.
There is a rise in more foreign models as opposed to more local models.
Wasn't that like a whole thing? Recently, somebody had hired like foreign models, and Sri Lankans were like, "Why are you hiring foreign models? Why not Sri Lankan models?" Like that was a whole thing, right?
There's I can't say the brand name.
Yeah.
There's a brand with the most Sri Lankan name you could possibly think of. And a Sri Lankan TikToker made a video about this.
Yeah.
You can check out that brand. But I'm again going to
I
emphasize.
think we're talking about the same brand.
Probably.
Yeah.
Does it start with the letter after A?
No, don't
Okay, right. So then what he asks and says is the fact that it's weird that you're advertising your brand with
Yeah.
these people. Not because it's a fault of their own, but because our body structures and our shapes are so different from what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It makes no sense if you're making clothes for them
Yeah.
while selling the clothes to us.
Yeah.
So pick a lane.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. But what you're also trying to do is you're alienating your audiences because you are pushing these ads out in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
But I think from their perspective, either you want the brand to be seen as international
Yeah.
or you just want it to be seen as fancy.
There was one brand I saw
Say the
that
Say the
actually
name.
I can't remember the name.
If you say the name, then shame. It's not my problem about that.
I
can't say the
honestly
name.
can't remember the name, but it was like a jewelry brand.
Those bugs. I remember those bugs.
Yeah, so they had Sri Lankan models where they were actually trying to, I think, expand internationally.
Right.
So for this photo shoot, I saw a video. They had a Sri Lankan model and like a white girl
Yeah.
also. But in the video, they say, "Hey, we have this model because we want to expand internationally.
Right.
So we thought like getting this would be good." Like that was nice to see, honestly. But the other company that we were talking about previously,
Yeah.
just straight up like white girls.
And
they're like,
the lifestyle brands, like, you know, the lifestyle brands.
Well,
Yeah.
we should talk about which brand do you not want to work with in the future? No, fair enough. That's the thing.
Yeah, and the funniest thing is all these models, like foreign models, Europeans, they have cool tones, cool undertones.
Yeah.
So the
We
clothes
all
look
want
very,
undertones, yeah.
Brother, you'd sell something. Absolutely. You look at that camera and tell those people. Cool tones, man. Cool tones.
cool tones,
Yeah.
cool undertones. So the clothes look different on them,
Yeah.
but they're selling it to
Yeah.
us.
But I think like that's what's kind of wrong with the world as a whole. Everybody has been like it's ingrained into them that like you're not enough.
But
Somebody else is
at
better.
the
Yeah.
same time, last year August, one makeup artist reached out to me, and what he said was, every model is trying to get fairer, and you have this Sri Lankan skin complexion. I want to do a Candian on you because Candians are meant to be worn by Sri Lankans,
Yeah.
basically.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. So that was what he said to me, and I was so happy. That was my first Candian. You can just check it out. You can see the makeup artist also.
Guys, go check it out.
Because technically, like Sri Lankans, you with the weather and everything here, you're supposed to have dark skin. Not
Yeah.
supposed to, but
Yeah.
like biologically,
Yeah.
you have dark
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of fair skin people because interracial
Yeah.
stuff has
Yeah.
been happening for years.
Oh my
like,
God.
And beautiful people have been created.
All you De Silvas out there, hello.
But yeah, like you also, right?
I'm going to say
You're like Pereira?
I'm going to say it.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like, us, when we see a white person, I feel like this is why we got colonized in the first place.
Yeah, we're like,
We're
wow.
Oh yeah.
Even now, if you notice, a white person walks by, everybody's like,
Oh yeah.
I can confirm, me also, sometimes when I see a white person, I tend to stare.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh,
We'll-
white person.
We'll throw
They've
this
just
at you.
been put up on a pedestal just
We'll
for
ask,
their
we'll
colour,
ask this from
you know,
you. Hugh Jackman or Ranjan Ramanathan?
Honestly, for the jokes, for the lols.
No, not for the lols. I mean, not your actual answer.
No, so they both. It's
Wolverine or One Shot Man?
I like Wolverine, not gonna lie.
See, this is what's wrong with our culture.
No, that's just like personal preference.
it's a-
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Wolverine has a beard, Ranjan doesn't. I
One
didn't
Shot has
watch
the beard? That's all he has. He's bald.
I
He's this
didn't-
little
I
thing.
didn't watch it.
No, actually,
I'm
that?
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But also coming back to the topic,
Yeah.
I want to say I get a lot of DMs from little girls who are 13 and 14, and they're like, thank you for embracing your skin tone. And I'm like, that is such a arbitrary thing to thank me for.
It's such a backhanded comment.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
It's not.
Is it not?
Because
I
No,
thought-
the 14-year-old bitches, man.
and they go on to tell me that their moms and the women in their like circle force whitening creams onto them, or they feel like they can't post pictures of them without using a filter
Okay.
to make them fair.
which is so broken. How broken are we as a culture?
I think also advertising wise, it might be recent that the brown girl got the attention she deserves.
Yes.
100%.
Because it was always, I always want a white candy girl.
Yeah.
And you should always aspire to be white candy girl.
And if you listen to all these songs, they're like Sudu Nangi, Sudu Manike, Sudu this, Sudu that, everything.
Yeah, because Dumru doesn't rhyme.
That's also
Don't come, right?
You can say color. That's not wrong.
Yeah, then that
That's
is.
also
But in Miss World, I think I'm correct. We were under a lot of pressure, so I think I'm correct.
Okay.
The
Really think about what you're going to say.
The best skin went to the darkest girl then.
Fantastic. Good work. Well done, well done.
But see, that's the thing, right?
Why are we applauding them?
No,
Take it.
Western cultures applaud this because they're trying to do away with this whole racism and this division and things like that. Where
Right.
they are trying to say white superiority is no longer a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in this
But that's,
case,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm saying the people who are dark skinned are gorgeous and luscious. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that.
She had the most
we're
perfect
not
skin.
condemning skin tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what we are saying is the fact that if you are doing a Sri Lankan authentic brand
Yeah.
and you're selling your products to Sri Lankans,
Yeah.
maybe you use a Sri Lankan in the shoot.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
like white or black.
And-
Can just be in between. Sri
Yeah.
Lankan
And
looking.
they are
Great,
getting
yes.
hired, and they are getting hired for rates that if we say that rate to that brand, they would say that it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true. Whoa.
Yeah, I said it.
There you go. Seriously, John.
Said it.
Yeah,
If-
fair enough.
yeah, really.
That's fair.
If I said that amount, they'll be like, no
Oh,
way.
Poddak Paddy, can you please give discount? This white boy gets a shot.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought up how like younger girls they talk about the whole bleaching skin and everything. One of my personal experiences is, I mean, you can see I'm brown. And when I was younger, because I used to go out in the sun, I used to be much darker, like almost a crisp black thing just running around.
That is the tagline for this video.
But like, so
This video is going to open with you saying, I was a crisp.
Oh no.
I have two younger brothers. So me and my youngest brother, we look quite alike. We're both dark, whatever. My first brother, he is so fair and he looks like so different from us. We have similar features, but his skin is extremely fair. And I remember from a very young age, both my grandmothers, like my grandmothers did love us for sure, but I was born, I was the first child, first granddaughter, whatever. They were so happy, but
Right.
I was dark, so they were happy, but it was okay.
Right.
But the moment my brother was born, like he was fair, and they'd
The
be like
second brother.
the first brother,
How many brothers do you have?
two.
Two. Oh, so first brother. Was
Yeah.
Right.
So the first brother has fair skin, like he looks like a white person. He went to Canada recently. He sends pictures. He honestly looks white, and they were so happy to have like a fair skinned person in their family. And I remember my mom also saying her older sister is very fair, and her mother, my grandmother, would kind of favor her in
Right.
certain ways because she had fair skin and straight hair and everything like that. My brother also fair skin, straight hair. My grandmother also, I think, from my father's side, fair skin, straight hair. And when I was growing up, my grandmother used to come and be like, here, there's this cream, it makes you fair, start using it. And honestly, for a while, for quite a few years of my childhood, I was also like, damn, I'm quite dark, I need to get fair. Like, I
Right.
need to get fair because they're saying
That's what media
dark is
pushes,
ugly.
yeah.
Dark is ugly. For me, it was not the media because I was watching like Cartoon Network and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Tom and Jerry, man.
Yeah.
That is brown.
it was the fact that my grandparents would say,
Yeah.
like, she would bring the cream. I didn't ask for it. I didn't know about it. I was
Yeah.
12. I was 12 when she gave me this cream. It was just a normal cream. It didn't do anything.
Right.
But it just claims to make you fairer. And she used to bring it when she comes and be like, hey, apply this. It'll make you fairer, whatever. And I applied it. And for a few months, I think I religiously went to the supermarket. When it ran out, I'd be like, Amma, can you get me this? And she'd get it for me
Right.
also. Because she's also like, you're dark, whatever. She didn't really say it like her mom did. But it's this thing that a lot of brown girls in Sri Lanka do grow up with, especially if they have fair-skinned siblings. It's worse, honestly, because my brother didn't do anything. It's not his fault, and like he never saw it in that way. But the fact that the rest of the family, you come and visit the family, all the attention or most of the love goes to him
Right.
just for being fair.
Fair.
Like that sucked, honestly. I'm so fortunate that my Ammi never, even right now, she's like, don't ever try those creams or anything like
it's
that.
cancer,
Don't ever
right?
try
Yeah.
it. She's really
Oh, yeah,
fair.
yeah, yeah.
She's so fair. And she was feeling bad that other people were like comparing me to her. And
Yeah, a lot of people do that.
she never said that to me. And even right now, she's like, don't do those injections, nothing,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you
for
look
sure.
really pretty with this.
Plus, there are
makeup
huge
injection.
medical side effects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
From what I've heard. Yeah.
But
I'm
that
so
just-
grateful.
Exactly.
But that just proves that insecurities are learnt and ingrained.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
us,
It's
just
all a
like-
downloaded
Exactly.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think your grandparents or anybody really came to you with ill intention.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
just that that's what
They
they
just-
knew,
yeah,
and they wanted to
that's what
provide
they
like a
thought.
and they thought, Hari, so now this is the problem, this is the solution. Here
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So I can start you off young, so that by
Yeah.
the time you're looking for a husband, which is the highlight of your life apparently, according to theirs, by the time you're looking for somebody, then you would be a white Kendla Missy thing.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was about to say that like media is the whole root of the cause and everything,
Yeah.
but like you said, it even starts with the family, you know. And it,
But the body positivity and inclusivity, in that case, I've never knew that I had hip dips. I only knew it because it was considered as an insecurity.
Yeah.
what are hip dips?
Thanks.
Like people.
Thanks, brother man. I have never felt
I think
that.
we're all
Hips
confused.
are there, and then it goes slightly in, and then your thighs start.
Your
Yes.
hips are there and it goes in.
Okay, so you know how
Oh.
there's like an hourglass shape?
Yes.
So some people naturally have the hourglass shape.
Right.
Yeah.
But some people, the hourglass shape,
But a little-
where
yeah.
the hips are not out completely, so they're just kind of inward.
A dip.
So instead of going like this, it goes like that.
So
You
back-
can't really notice it.
Oh.
Nobody
It's
notices
below
it.
the hip bone. It's coming from the structure. You can't
Okay.
change it.
Yeah, you can't. But
Okay.
people have like seen it and they're like, somebody someday decided like, hey, we don't like that.
Yeah.
So now everybody doesn't like it.
And my question is there some sort of operation or some sort of procedure you can do to get that like
You
fixed?
can
on?
build muscle, right?
Yeah, there are exercises for it.
Okay, because
But it's hard still.
what I would
Yeah.
also say is, in order to make a profit, you have to target an insecurity,
Yeah.
and the way that you target an insecurity is just make a big deal out of something that really isn't a big deal. Because the fact that the two guys in the room never knew what hip dips were
Yeah.
Yeah.
means that it really does not matter to us.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
yeah.
And I will also say this, I will go on the line and I'll get cancelled twice. Ladies, I don't know why y'all put those things on your eyes that they make your eyes like this. Like I've never seen a guy go up and another guy say, Machan, did you see her eyelashes? Budu Ambe. I've never seen that shit. I know I get it. I get the hate. I understand.
Well, I have the same point of view when it comes to really long nails. I don't know if it's just me.
No, yeah.
But like-
I don't like claws, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean you do
The natural-
technically like claws, Wolverine.
Guys, I'm trying to
Too
keep
many
him,
Hugh Jackman.
I'm trying to keep him out of my mind right now. Like, I don't want to get distracted.
My bad.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the thing, right? So somebody told some girl down the line, oh my God, vultures are in. Get to that level of talent and then maybe you're good. And then that just got painted. And then that just got painted into like a plethora of whatever the rainbow colors is.
Yeah.
And then you'll bejewel that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I love how you know this also.
oh, I've seen it all go
For a
down.
second, when you said vultures, I was actually thinking about birds.
Yeah,
and I was
same.
like,
Yeah, but then you've seen the talents, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my
So-
god, and then he was talking about Bejewel, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yes, yeah, I know what Bejewel is also,
What
yeah.
nail pages are you following? What? That's so
Refine,
much
bro,
more
refine. But
I'm
that's the
pretty
thing.
sure he says more terms than I actually know.
But then the fact that it's so decorated.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that you can't eat rice and curry after that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why you're hindering your own survival techniques, man?
And you can't hold a pen.
Right.
You can't, like,
Can't type on
I've seen girls type on the phones like this.
Yeah,
I know we type like this.
Yeah.
We type from
It's
here.
literally like,
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Is it?
I'm assuming as infuriating for you to type as it is for me to listen to you type.
Yeah.
Because I can see you're typing at a pace of like, man, like
and it's like their fingers go in this weird
it
angle.
is so
Yeah.
bizarre.
And I'm like, how?
I type like this from here.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh yeah, they
I'm
do
not
that.
gonna
They
lie.
type like
I
this.
have word extensions.
They kind of look nice, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You see that? You see that? That is the bullshit.
So
Now
it's
some
like-
girl who likes Rishal will say, oh yeah, she thinks it's nice, therefore I should do
I
it.
mean, it's like personal
Part of the problem.
satisfaction, you know? Like if
I mean to
something-
each their own, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
as long
Yeah.
as you.
Vultures to vultures, Machan. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It all
I'm just
comes
saying
to
from the
that again.
perspective of a guy, we don't necessarily find it attractive with or without.
Like
you
y'all
know?
are beautiful.
It
without
doesn't
that
really
shit.
matter to us.
Just if
pretty
y'all
much.
if y'all didn't, if nobody told you that, y'all are a lot more beautiful without that shit.
Exactly.
I have a question.
Exactly.
Here you go.
Does makeup matter to guys?
Not to the extent you think it does.
Exactly.
Okay, what do you think? And don't say natural girl.
I'm not going to say natural
yeah.
because I understand that there's,
Like,
there's
no.
so much that goes into that.
Yeah.
But the minimum, not layers. Because the thing that scares me most about girls is, if I see a girl on social media, I now know that's not what she looks like. So what do you actually look like? And that is, and the worst part about that is, there is catfishing on social media, especially on apps like Tinder.
Yeah.
You all play a game of catfish every day. Like, I don't know if the girl I would meet at a particular place and choose to spend the night with that night, when she wakes up, if she's the same girl.
It's a whole different person.
There's so much, bro. There's a layer of cake on the fucking pillowcase also.
God damn.
And it just goes on from there. So, and maybe there are some guys who prefer the whole made up look. Good for you guys. And again, like you said, we like doing it, so we can do it. I will though, however, say a lot of that product is damaging your skin.
Yeah.
And the more you damage the skin, the more you have to wear it, because that's how these companies make a profit.
But the thing is, like, for them to get to that level also, to wear that much makeup, is because of insecurities that they
Someone
have or
has,
have been told.
But again, when you tell me your story about how your grandmothers came and gave you whitening cream, it was never the grandfather.
My grandfathers are
Oh,
dead.
that's a very good point.
Yeah, but
My
the,
grandfathers are dead.
was it a
No,
was it a father
still
or
be men,
uncle?
yeah.
Or,
No, it was never them. They didn't really care like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah,
Men-
but then
yeah.
I can't really point at your grandmothers and say, well, they are the problem because somebody
Yeah.
told them that.
Exactly.
Right.
Like, it's a generational thing.
Yeah, but then again, much on consumerism wise, the reason why when it comes to our industries as fashion, the reason why I feel the girls have a lot more designs is because women buy more things.
Yeah.
2/3 of the world's consumers are women, right? So the product has to be made for you. The reason and how I can make the sale for you is by telling you you're not good looking without it. You need the perfect bra, you need the perfect lip gloss, you need the perfect eyeliner, you need the perfect gloss and the perfect bronze and all this shit. Thanks. And the other one of those nails and all that shit
She's
also.
so proud of you.
The reason I can tell you that and sell you absolute crap, which
Yeah.
is killing you on the inside,
Yeah.
and that is going to ensure customer to me for life, because not only are you going to always buy my whatever brand of makeup that is,
Yeah.
and inject 4 pounds of makeup and chemicals into your face per year, just so you know, you're also going to get your children to do it and say, darling, podda daganna, so that you look nice.
Yeah, or you meet your friends and your friends are like, hey, what are you wearing? And you put them on it. And
Yeah.
like, it keeps going.
Yeah, and the same thing goes for guys with gym.
Oh
True.
yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
I feel like gym is our version of your makeup.
Makeup,
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel.
That's why from the time
And the beard.
somebody hits 13, then
I see. If you are a bearded man, alright, you have a good shop in Chavanti. Alright, done.
Tall.
Reasonable height.
she just called Amanda short, by the way.
Hey. What is the height?
5'7".
I will get a measuring tape. The cover picture for this this entire podcast is with measuring tape holding me 6. But yes.
6 feet and above, please.
There we go.
And with a beard.
Okay.
Whoa.
Bearded, average heighted men.
Everybody send in your CVs, I said.
Yes.
Do you know that the average height of a Sri Lankan man is not even
5'7", right?
Oh, it's
5'7"
way,
or
it's
5'8"?
way lower than
it's
5'7".
less than that.
Yeah.
Really?
A few years ago, the average height of a Sri Lankan man was my height. So
What's your height?
5'3".
Could be, because...
5'3". No.
Because you know,
5'3" no. Statistically put
I
that
am five-
Alright.
but
that was
Sri
a few
Lankan
years
people
ago.
used to be very short, because in those kingdoms where you... In Anuradhapura and all that, those are like really...
Yeah, I can't walk through those doors at all.
Yeah, we can tell.
With my
We can
6.
tell.
They used to
I just slide, you know. Like,
Yeah.
He goes through this thing horizontally.
Yeah, see Amanda trying to walk in and he's like getting blocked.
I get stuck this way and this way. But hi man, I think the point we're trying to get at is the fact that beauty is such a misconception, only because it is not only in the eye of the beholder, it is what people tell you what beauty really is.
Yeah.
mhm.
And a majority of what we think a beauty standard is what was told to us and not how we feel.
Yeah.
Mm.
So be careful what you put on your face and how you think, because people tell you how to think as opposed to you thinking of yourself.
Yeah, you know how they
And
always
beards.
say, like, when you're a child, that you're so pure,
Right.
you are so untouched, you don't actually know anything. No child is born being told that they're ugly or knowing that they're ugly. Like, no
Exactly.
child knows until they're at least like 6, 7 that, something is wrong with me.
Mm.
They are told that. Somebody tells it to them. And from there, it just snowballs into like this whole bigger thing. And suddenly they need everything to try to not look like that. But like they are naturally beautiful, and them stressing over how they're not naturally beautiful when they are is what ends up ruining them.
Exactly. Fair point. Fair point. All right, guys. Closing thoughts, because this episode went for very long.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts, my handsome son. Look like me. Okay, next time.
Moving on. No. I'm drawing blanks right now.
All right, madam from the side, we'll go this way.
Yeah, sure. I want to say beauty really is in the eye of the beholder, and that beholder is you. You define what beauty is. And you have to go through a journey to understand what your definition of beauty is and keep reminding yourself of it. Parasympathetic nervous system.
Oh, yes! She did it. She did it.
Okay,
damn.
Cool. Next.
And I would also like to add that not everything that you see on social media is real. And
except for my page is real.
Chick.
Yeah, so everything you see on social media is not what you think it is to be. For example, like Amanda mentioned earlier, the catfishing situation, the situation with filters, artificial intelligence, everything's changing on a daily basis. So don't judge your daily looks. Don't look in your daily mirror based on what you see on social media, not based on your gym TikToks that you see on your For You page, or the very, very juiced up guy standing in the amazing lighting. That's not what you should portray your personal image based off. That's just my personal advice. Yeah.
I agree. Beautiful. 100%.
Madam in the middle.
I pretty much want to say what I said before. The beauty standard you should adhere to is the standard you set for yourself.
Absolutely.
That you match to your body and your appearance and your mentality. I'm not going to look at Christian and compare myself to Christian and be like, damn, like I wish I looked like that. That's impractical. Thankfully I know what I can look like, so that's the standard I have. So I feel like a lot of people should try to adopt that sort of mentality and kind of stop giving power to these celebrities who sell bad things to you by, faking everything and...
Like Hugh Jackman?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was about to say.
We love you.
He's my man, but he's a liar, I guess. Because he...
This took a turn.
No.
This took a turn.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But I would also say that there are some people who hold a very low standard.
Yeah.
Would you then tell them to keep adhering to that low standard?
You can take inspiration from other people.
Right.
Like, you can hang up posters. People hang up posters of like bodybuilders, stuff like that, and they are inspired by them.
Right.
You can be inspired. You see that person reach their potential. And you're like, oh my God, wow, I want to try to reach my potential. But you have to recognize that you may not look like that.
Right.
There's a high chance or, a low chance depending on your body type that you won't look like that. But what you can learn is that, they worked hard, they had the motivation, and they got there. And so you can tell yourself like, hey, if they can do it, I can too.
Fair. Good point. Beards, 6 foot tall. Anything else?
We'll make it 5 feet and
5 feet tall?
My
No,
God,
but
see.
then
Oh, good girl. This is.
Oh, damn.
Lovely woman. Good for you, Johnny.
Okay, so as a person who competed for Miss World Sri Lanka, I want to tell the girls who are going to compete in a beauty pageant that you should never go there to get judged. You should go there in the mentality of a winner, because otherwise you'll be so heartbroken with the standards that they have for you. Sometimes it could be very inclusive and they'll be like accepting you for who you are, but sometimes they'll be asking you to change things. Like, I'm not saying that I went through this, but I'm just saying.
I will, and as a person who has done now 2 pageants,
Yes.
I will agree with you 100%.
Yes, so if you're participating, please go as a winner, not as a competitor who's going to get judged there, because it will break you.
Yeah, and
I
again,
agree.
like Rashali said, it's in the eye of the beholder.
Yes, I agree with Rashali.
Some people have agendas as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some of these things are fixed, and they have been found out to be fixed as well. But if you're taking part in the pageant, go to have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go to make connections. I would say that, dude. Absolutely, because you can meet so many nice people at pageants.
Yeah,
Because
and imagine-
sometimes, like, this has never happened to us. I'm being really careful.
Very, very
with
hypothetical.
talking. Okay, so sometimes when imagine you're on a show where you have to wear a long dress, and sometimes you can be a little taller for these dresses, and the the crew could be telling you, oh, you're a little taller for this dress, you know, other girls can fit in, but you are too tall. But it will make you feel bad that you're tall. But actually, you could be looking really hot with your height.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Right,
like
just throw
Amanda,
any-
you know,
yes.
like with his height.
Yeah, absolutely. Goddamn, look at this shit. All right. But then again, that just points out it is if you cannot keep it to yourself and you don't really know yourself, anything can really leak in and make you feel insecure about yourself.
Yeah.
Height is such a great thing to have on both guys and girls. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that if you're short, you're not. But then if you have that added feature to you, good for you.
Yeah.
And no offense, but screw the people who actually make you feel bad for being who you are, man. If you can't make the dress for her height, then you're terrible at your job.
Yeah, and the other thing is you're competing with 12 smart, intelligent, all that girls, right?
No, Takshi. Yeah, exactly.
And then
Ale, Takshi. Takshi's 6'5", right? Takshi's like this.
She's
Just so you guys
literally a goddess.
Yes.
and then 3 girls are winning, but that doesn't make you any
Less?
less.
Yeah.
You have to know that.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
You are enough.
Yes, you have to know that
Mm-hmm.
before you go
Wow,
there.
thanks, Vashali.
You are enough, like a little baby.
All
That's why I say that she has a Disney voice.
She has a
Yeah.
Disney voice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we will explore Vashali's Disney voice later. I will also say that brings our episode to a close. A very special thank you to our guests. Thanks so much for taking time and coming on board. A very special thank you to my handsome co-host.
Thank you, guys.
Couldn't have done this without you. I would also give credit where it's due. Predominantly, 90% of all the questions that we asked was all Christian-based.
Whoa!
Yeah. Man did his homework. When I invited him today on short notice, he came prepared. Thanks so much, my brother.
Of course, man. And thank you for having me. It was a great experience. Just
Absolutely.
Always.
Always, man.
Always a great.
A very special thank you to everybody who watched, and Takshi, and everybody else who watched. If you liked today's episode, check out the previous episodes. Always fun. Please subscribe. Tell Yoshan you missed him in the comments. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
See you guys.